This is going to be the second administration review video that we've created. This one is going to be the focused on how to allocate credits, remove credits, and things of that nature. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click menu, and I'm going to search users, and I'm going to keep going back to the same user. As we covered before, you can put in additional criteria if you want to. I am just going to continue just to stick with my last name because that limits it to the test users I've been creating. And I'm just going to go with this first user because, again, I know all of the data is here. In this particular case, it's a member. It's also an admin. So a member has the same functionality. I can show that in a different, we can talk about that next week. But for this video, I'll just keep staying logged in as an admin. And you'll notice that we've got 60 credits allocated to child and 64 credits allocated to spouse, and nothing allocated to these two members. And if I recall correctly, I don't even think these two members are registered. Yeah, see, they're not registered yet, so I can't actually allocate credits to them because they haven't signed up yet. That is something we're going to change in either phase 2 or phase 3, but for phase 1, a member can assign accounts, but until the spouse or dependent actually signs up with an account, they can't give them credits. So only 2 accounts so far have registered, and going to deal with, actually, I'm going to start with add family member just to show you how it works. And I'm just going to click add family member, and it's going to bring up this box, and it asks you to type in a name. And I'm just going to call this test 3. And again, it asks you to type in a name. The key thing to type in is a social security number. That's how we actually link it with the child or spouse that's signing up. So this could be a nickname that a parent gives to their child or wife. It could be really anything. It doesn't matter. This is purely something the member sees. The spouse or dependent never sees it. What the tie-in is social security number. And I'm going to try to come up with a random social security number. And I try to stay at the high numbers just so I can keep, and we're going to see if that works. And then if this is a spouse, you click this little button. If it is not a spouse, you don't click that. I'm just going to hit save. And that's how someone gets added. In this particular case, I picked a social security number that wasn't used. If I had picked a social security number that was already used, it would prompt me. And if I need to make any changes to the record as a member or an admin, I can go in and I can just change this and update it, and life is all set there. Life is good is what I was going to say. The other thing a member can do is if they don't want if they want to delete an account because they've created it by mistake, they can actually just go ahead and delete it. One of the things we're going to do in the second phase of this is restrict the way accounts get deleted. But here, and when I say restrict, it's going to be limited so that once the account has been approved and they're entered into the program, they will not be able to make changes. They will not be able to add or delete anybody without going through that wasn't part of their record and application when they initially requested to be part of this program. Right now, we don't have that in there, so it's going to be up to a local administrator to make sure they're not approving anything for people that are not part of that. Okay, for managing credits, it's pretty easy. You're going to see right now that we have 0 credits are available. That's also confirmed by, if I go up into the account details, I can see that I have 0 credits available. That's because I've got credits allocated, but I've also got one certificate that's been approved for myself that was worth 6 credits. And then I've obviously allocated the rest. And we've got this set for 130 credits per soldier, per family. So if I wanted to remove credits from an individual, I just click the edit button. Or sorry, I can just click the manage credits button. And I put in a negative number. And we probably want to add some help text here just to explain it. But I can remove the number of credits that have not been used. So this person was awarded 60 credits, but doesn't have any certificates in there. So I can actually remove up to 60 credits. And if I do that, I hit save, you'll notice that the credits is now at 0. And if we go back up here, you'll notice I now have 60 more credits than I can allocate. So I could go to this account, which has been registered, and I have 60 available. So I could say I want to give spouse 20, bringing them up to 84. And then I could decide, whoop, wrong button, I could decide later that I want to give, credits here. And I'll just say 20 just to leave some credits available. Again, here I can remove up to 20 credits. So just for the purpose of this, I'm going to try to do minus 40. And you'll notice it doesn't let me do it. It instantly changes to 20 because 20 is the most I can use right now or remove right now. Again, if credits were actually being used, say there was a certificate of 12 that had already been approved, then there would only be 8 that I could remove. But in here, no certificates have been created. So again, just going to hit save, edit again. Oh, keep wanting to hit edit, manage credits again. And, there's 40 I could allocate. Again, if I want to do remove credits that I've allocated but have not been used, I just put on a negative number. So that's how that whole process works. Hopefully fairly straightforward. Hopefully will be pretty easy for the members in phase 1 to understand what they need to do, and won't be too hard to document when you're writing up instructions for it. Again, this will probably be a little bit easier to understand once you've actually started using the system and started, which will occur next week, but this will give you an indication of what's there. And I'm going to stop the recording here because I don't think there's anything else I want to cover in this video.